Hey guys, what's happening? Thanks for dropping by the Star Wars headquarters. And we've got a fun conversation today. We are talking about the top 5 planets we want to see come to Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2019. And these range from planets that are underwater cities to urban environments to open maps. And this is going to be a lot of fun to have this discussion. And feel free to join in on this discussion, guys. Leave your comments down below. What are your top 5 planets that you want to see come to Star Wars Battlefront 2? And also, don't forget to subscribe, guys, and turn on notifications by clicking on that bell icon, because we've got a lot of news coming up in the new year as we approach 2019, guys. And we'll be keeping you up to date on Dooku, Anakin Skywalker, the new large-scale game mode, and then hopefully some new planet announcements in 2019. That's what I'm really hoping for, some new locations, which is why we're talking about it in this video. So let's start off with the most obvious, the one that you're looking at right now. This is the planet that I think I want to see the most come to Star Wars Battlefront 2. It is none other than the planet Coruscant. And there's a lot of stuff DICE can do with this map in particular. First of all, I do want to say this. All maps that I'm mentioning in this list, I want to see come to the new large-scale game mode where you can capture objectives and also take down capital ships. Because I think moving forward, DICE will probably most likely design maps around this new large-scale game mode. So I'm really hoping that's the case. Now, with Coruscant, if you look at Coruscant right here, from the original Battlefront 2, it's a really cool map. You know, I really want to see, of course, the council room, the library area that you see here. There's a lot of really iconic areas that I think DICE has to include on this map, including the large hallway sections. But I think they could take it a step further and introduce the outside areas of Coruscant for that urban combat environment, similar to how they did it with Theed, because of course Theed has the large outside sections which lend itself to some amazing ground combat and vehicular combat, and I think the same could be done with Coruscant. Imagine battling in the streets of Coruscant and then making your way inside of the temple. I think this would be really cool. Plus, I think it'd be cool if they also introduced Order 66 mode on this map eventually, because a lot of people have mentioned that they want to see Order 66 mode, especially when I live stream. People always bring up that they want to see Order 66 mode introduced into Battlefront 2. But what do you guys think? What do you want to see from Coruscant if DICE were to introduce this iconic location back into the franchise? Let me know down below in the comments. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about this. And remember, DICE is always listening to our videos and reading your comments, so don't forget to leave a comment down below. Now, what could be next on the list, you ask? Well, I'll give you a hint. It has a lot of lava. Yes, you guessed it. We are taking a look at Mustafar as the next planet on our list. I think this planet in particular would look awesome, especially on the Frostbite engine. Imagine what that lava glow would look like running on the Frostbite engine. Plus, this is just an iconic planet. It had one of the most iconic lightsaber battles occur here between Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I think this planet, in my opinion, is a must for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, on top of this, they could also add Vader's castle onto this map as well. And then I would like to see them kind of open up the interior spaces a little bit more. If you're looking at this footage, I feel like the interior spaces in the original Battlefront 2 had too much bottlenecking going on and too much like grenade throwing in certain areas. And I think it would be wise for DICE to kind of open up the interiors and make them maybe more vertical and open, kind of how they did it with the Death Star 2 map. Because if you look at the Death Star 2, they really opened up that map compared to the Death Star 1 from Star Wars Battlefront 2015. So I think that is a really good opportunity for Mustafar, and they could really open up this map and make it a lot more fun instead of making it so, you know, tight and so bottlenecked in certain areas. But I'm not running down the original map. I absolutely love the original map. These sections are really cool right here where it's wide open. But guys, what do you think? What improvements would you want to see on the original Mustafar if they were to add it in Star Wars Battlefront 2? Let me know, guys. Now let's move on to the next map. This next map is an urban map that lends itself to a lot of ground combat and vehicular combat. Can you guess what it is? It is MYGEETO, and this map was one of my favorite maps in Battlefront 2 of 2005. This map was a special map in my heart. I absolutely love this map, and they could do a lot of weather effects on this map too. So, you know how they did the sandstorm on Geonosis? They could also do something similar on MYGEETO as well, where the weather really ramps up and the visibility gets lower to kind of prevent snipers from overtaking the map. I would love to see dynamic weather on this map, and it's just a really cool map. You know, it lends itself again to vehicular combat and trooper combat. It's a perfect, well-balanced map, and I think a lot of people would be happy with this map because, you know, it's really good for all kinds of play styles, including assault, heavy, officer, and specialist classes. And it would be perfect for the new large-scale game mode where you capture flags and take down capital ships. So hopefully someday we see this map come to Star Wars Battlefront 2. How cool would that be? Now let's move on to this next map. I'll give you a hint. This is where Obi-Wan Kenobi and General Grievous battled to the death. Yes, you guessed it. It is Utapau. I know that was an easy hint. Now, Utapau is a very unique location within the Star Wars universe. There's really no other planet that looks like Utapau. And I think this planet in particular would be an awesome addition as well. And again, like the other maps, it would be a well-rounded map for the new large-scale game mode, allowing for vehicular and trooper combat. And then on top of that, I think it'd be cool to see this lizard dude introduced as a reinforcement or kind of a vehicle in the game, because we haven't really seen a creature, a mountable creature that big in Star Wars Battlefront 2. We've seen the Tauntaun, of course, but we have not seen something quite that large introduced into Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, this next one is definitely one of my favorite locations within the Star Wars universe. And this one is something that not a lot of people think of when they think of maps, but some people do mention it to me on streams, and I'll give you a hint. It is an underwater location. There's not a lot of underwater locations. It is none other than OTAH GUNGA, or OTAH GUNGA. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Now, OTAH GUNGA is, of course, home to the Gungans, and it is a beautiful underwater city. This location is absolutely stunning, and it would look absolutely incredible on the Frostbite engine. Just imagine roaming around this city and seeing the, you know, the creatures outside of these large glass windows, you know, floating around and swimming around outside. It would be just amazing. And I think this map, of course, would be more for short to medium range combat. DICE could still introduce long range sections as well for this map, but there's a lot of stuff they could do with this map. Now, since we're on the subject of Gungans here, it's a perfect opportunity, guys, to mention that I would love to see Jar Jar Binks introduced as a hero alongside this map. There's a lot of people out there in the community, including myself, that want to see Jar Jar Binks introduced as a hero in Battlefront 2. And then maybe they could do like a fun mode around the Gungans as well on this map. Maybe they could do something fun similar to what they did with Ewok Hunt. But again, this map I think would be so much fun. It would be fun on the new large-scale game mode. You couldn't really take down capital ships, I don't think, on this map, but you could still capture command posts on this map. So I think it could still be included in the large-scale game mode just fine, but just be a little bit different, be kind of a different variation of the large-scale game mode. Because, of course, I don't think you'd be able to take down a capital ship unless there's some type of big ship in the water that you could take down. But guys, excuse me, let me know again what you want to see in Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the maps in 2019. Let me know what locations you guys want to see. I'm really curious to see what you have to say. And I hope you liked this list. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget again to subscribe to us right here at the Star Wars HQ. I'll see you guys again next time, and may the Force be with you always.
What?